NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL, UFC, WWE. I don't care
Lakers
what
in
you
5.
Lakers in 5. I don't care what you were in. I don't care what you are X whatever. You don't know what you're talking about because you did that.
Yeah.
You
Who
know
is it?
what you're talking about if you're hey, if you know what you're talking about, you're just a person
And
that
you
knows.
played? Cool.
Fucking awesome. Those are two facts about you. Neither of them, it could have something to do with each other. Like, yeah, what
Yeah,
goes on in the locker room when there's not fucking 10 reporters in there?
exactly.
Because we kind of already see everything that goes on anyways and hear
Yeah.
about it, and people talk about it and run their mouths way too much. But Lesean McCoy, he said, and I'm gonna let's see. Should I ask you what he said about this player, or should I tell you what he said and who he said it about? Which way should I go about it?
I did see a shady video today, so
About him talking about
Jackson Dart?
no. Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay. So LeSean
Also,
McCoy.
I don't know if you've ever watched like the full show that Shady's on. It's the most convoluted garbage. Shady's not smart.
Like we know Shady's an idiot.
Shady's a big idiot, bro. Shady's
Shady
big dumb.
Shady picks his nose and eats his boogers still.
Bro, for breakfast. Shady's big stupid, dude.
He's
picks his butt and eats his boogers.
But no, literally, like you don't remember him getting caught on the sideline, like digging his nose and then
maybe
enjoying it afterwards. Either way,
it's awesome.
So he said that this quarterback was he described him as god awful. God awful. He said blank is awful. God awful. Who do you think? No.
Like, is he good?
I mean, he's good. He's never been on a good team.
Baker?
It's Trevor Lawrence.
God awful. Ugh.
He said that Trevor Lawrence is god awful. And then here's the problem with the using the ex-athlete card. People will believe you because of that.
Yeah.
They'll just go, oh yeah, well. And then I start seeing comments.
Lesean McCoy said it. That guy was a great running back.
And then I see comments like, oh well, I mean, when you compare, like someone was like, I just compared him and Daniel Jones' stats, and it's like they're like way too close to.
Can we gotta stop the stat comparison shit? You could compare so many people's stats, and they would look so similar.
It's like like when we do the trivia, it's like part of it is to like make you go like, why does this person have more touchdowns than this person? Like, how does that work? Like, why? It's like no, yeah. It's like you can easily trick somebody by going, player A has this and player B has this. Who's better? And it's like, oh, you fucking said Nelson Aguilar is better than, I don't know, Golden Tate or whoever. I don't know. Either way, the whole stats thing. It's like, yeah, Daniel Jones was also in the league for 2 more full seasons than Trevor Lawrence. So I mean, take that as you will. But regardless, he was more using that. He was saying he was god awful, and maybe he was being a little hyperbolic. And the only reason I say that is because he was using it as his reasoning to why players like receivers and running backs should be able to jump certain quarterbacks in pay. And it's like, here's the thing, and I want to get back.
You want to talk god awful? It's not Trevor Lawrence. That Jags team could be 8 miles worse.
Like god awful to me, like god awful.
Jamarcus Russell.
Like
Dan Orlovsky.
Like Daniel Jones on a bad day is god awful, but Daniel Jones has honestly
Zach Wilson.
Daniel Jones has had too many good moments to even be considered fully god awful. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm trying to think who is actually god awful.
If Anthony Richardson retired right now, like he would have been considered god awful.
Yeah.
But it's like, think about some of these players where it's like, okay, like Trent Dilfer.
God awful.
Trent Dilfer, god awful.
Super Bowl champion.
It's like He's like, yeah, probably, but
Yeah.
it's just, but how much better in terms of just skill is fucking Trevor Lawrence than Trent
Than
Dilfer?
Trent Dilfer.
I mean, let's
Exactly.
be super real.
Very real.
So here's the
It's like,
thing.
no, we get it. He was supposed to be this coming out of college. He was supposed to be insane.
Mm.
For what he's had, he has done well. For the shit dick organization he plays for,
It's the Jaguars. Like, what do you
he's done
want him
well
to do?
enough. Like, but he hasn't shown moments where he looks like a god awful quarterback. We're not watching fucking low light films of him tripping over his own feet or
Yeah, no,
throwing the ball into triple coverage or anything like that. It's
it's
just
not. Yeah,
he's not performing the way that he should be, but he plays for the Jaguars.
he has his moments, but it's like this is not a he's obviously not a god awful. But can we bring it back to the basics, Devin, and just really explain and drill this into people's minds why quarterbacks make more money than other players and why they always will?
Why is that?
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
So the quarterback is the most important position in football.
Well, I think it's the center because he has to snap the football.
So the the quarterback is, hands down, and this is never going to change, the most important player, the most important position in the sport of football.
Yeah.
So they will always be paid more. And if you need to go check the record books and check the history, or shit, you can go check the podcast and look at all the shit we've talked about where we've looked at the years where they've been all these Super Bowl teams where receivers weren't able to crack 1,000,
Yeah.
or running backs that didn't crack 1,000, or
Yeah.
this and that. And it's like, if you look at, like, when you look at these guys, right? Brady figured it out with whoever.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, with or without fucking Tyreek Hill, the fastest player in the NFL, was able to figure it out.
Yep.
Joe Flacco's run
Yep.
in 2012, that's why.
Yeah. I'm gonna be. You'd be hard pressed to find people who knew all the receivers on that Ravens team who aren't like Ravens fans.
Dude, people who aren't Ravens fans could
Have
not
no
give
idea
me. I
who Torrey Smith
genuinely,
is.
I genuinely believe it'll be hard for them to name two.
Honestly.
So if you weren't a Raven, if you weren't a Ravens fan, I think you could give me Torrey. I think you could give me, if you weren't a Ravens fan, I think you could give me Torrey just if you watched the NFL that year.
Well, but I feel like Jacoby would be an easier one just for what he did in
the Super Bowl, but then maybe Anquan. But okay, you can't go past 3. You can't go past 3. I don't think you can go past 3. But I don't know. Either way, Joe Flacco got it done that year, and it was because of Joe Flacco.
Yes.
Yes, there were other.
I don't know why we have to. I don't know who's watching the NFL or why we have to prove that the quarterback is the most important position, but I mean, it is silly that we have to explain that.
We just watched.
Sport's been around for God knows how long, but is it?
We just watched Saquon have one of the greatest seasons of all time, and who had to get it done in the Super Bowl in order for the Eagles to win at least the way they
Saquon
did.
had like 56 yards.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, these quarterbacks will matter. And you can have because here's the thing. No matter which way you want to steer this boat, in no way is it any other player or any other position that wins a Super Bowl. You could have a good team. Like, you can have the Ravens, 2000 Ravens with an amazing defense. You can have the Legion of Boom. You can have the Eagles with Nick Foles. You can have 2015 Denver. You can have teams.
But why do we talk about the best defenses of all time? Now the Ravens are one of those exceptions where it's like, no, they like didn't score offensive touchdowns at all. But most of like the Legion of Boom, the offense was still good. Russ was playing well that entire run.
That was an amazing team.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't.
Their defense was awesome, but
if you look at
they're not there without a decent offense and a quarterback who doesn't make a ton of mistakes.
If you just look at the history of success in the NFL, Jerry
Well, if you
Rice.
look at Super Bowl MVPs,
I mean, okay, so Jerry Rice was on amazing teams. Emmitt
yeah,
Smith was on amazing teams. There you go. There's your two leaders
there's your
of
goats.
everything in their position. They were on amazing teams. So okay. So the 85 Bears. So the 85 Bears, because remember that's how they're fucking labeled. It's not
Yep.
the Walter Payton's Bears. They're the 85 Bears.
85 Bears.
So it's like there's a reason why it's not Megatron winning a Super Bowl for the Lions.
Exactly.
It's not Saquon.
Not Adrian Peterson bringing the Vikings to the Super Bowl.
It's not Saquon bringing one for New York. It's
exactly.
Saquon went to an amazing team.
Saquon went to a team who got it done in 2017 with Darren Sproles and what was that other guy's name?
Jay Ajayi.
Was
Did they have Jay Ajayi at that time, or they have
no? They had
Blunt? They have Blunt.
They had Blunt, and they had Corey
Clement,
and Darren Sproles maybe. But and then they get it. They go to the Super Bowl when they have Miles Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the team, yes, clearly benefited from having the best running back in the league last year.
And you can also have amazing quarterbacks that never get it done.
Of course.
Like the same way you took Matt Stafford and put him on a great team, and it was like, whoa, like he can win he's a Super Bowl champion? That's crazy.
Exactly.
Like it wasn't like he went to that team and like nobody, no matter how great Cooper Kupp
his game didn't change.
But no matter how great Cooper Kupp was that year, it wasn't like, man, Cooper Kupp really won the Rams to Super Bowl this year. It's crazy.
There's parts of that just because of this season. He won the Triple Crown that year. He won Super Bowl
Aaron
MVP.
Donald and Jalen Ramsey and what Matt Stafford was doing that year. No, that team was balling.
Exactly.
On all cylinders. Like that, it was a good team.
Of course.
It's just it's insane that we really, like you said, we have.
No, it's insane. It's insane that we have to prove. Like, granted, quarterbacks make absurd amounts of money, and again, I don't think we should look at the numbers of these things. It's just gonna keep, like, when Lamar signed his contract, he was the highest paid player in the NFL. Now he's 8th or 9th.
This shit's gonna keep changing.
Every time someone re-ups, they make more money. It's how it works. If you're decent, it's how it works.
But no,
But when you're a running back and you can be exchanged if you have a good O-line.
In absolutely no world, and I get it, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Saquon Barkley, fucking Derrick Henry, like you do realize, like, we spent 10 years watching Derrick Henry, and nobody was like, Derrick Henry needs to make the most money in the NFL. Like, where was that?
Never.
Where was that when we obviously knew
when Derrick ran for 2,000?
It's like
when Saquon ran for 2,000. No one's saying give him $50 million a year.
It's like now he's on the Ravens and he's on a Super Bowl contending team. It's like
go. But what's great? No one called Saquon absolute garbage when he was on the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't take the pressure because we know that they can't do anything on their own. So a running back isn't going to be the reason you are a very good team.
I mean, think about it. There are franchises who just spend every year putting the blame on a different quarterback. That's what the Browns are.
Well, that's what the NFL is. The blame is shifted to the head coach and the quarterback. No running back gets blamed. I mean, a few here and there, but
if there's any like obvious example as to why, like, this shit's never going to change, for why people are never going to not blame the quarterback, is when you have a franchise who can literally never figure it out at the quarterback position. And no matter what, the narrative's going to be how shitty this quarterback is this year. And it's not, and then you have your one Baker Mayfield example, and it's like, maybe they could, like, it's like, I don't know. It's just, you look at how good Deshaun
was. I just want to see a team, like, run the ball 40 times and throw it 5 and see how many games they win.
Without the greatest defense of all time. Too.
Exactly.
Like, you can and don't have the greatest defense ever. And to have the greatest defense of all time in 2025 would pretty much mean you allow like 120 passing yards a game.
Exactly.
Which is pretty much impossible.
Yeah.
I guess unless you're playing Trevor Lawrence every game, because he's god awful.
Absolute garbage.
But money isn't the problem in
Now, granted,
Jacksonville.
Trevor Lawrence hasn't blown us away yet,
No.
but he got in the league in 2021. Again, played on one of the worst teams ever, one of the worst franchises ever. And yeah, I mean, he'll be good.
So take away Joe Burrow's Super Bowl appearance year.
Now what?
Is he god awful now? I mean, is he? Because
Exactly.
he's pretty much done absolutely fucking nothing outside of that. And that's not I'm saying that to say I don't think he's obviously not god awful. Like
exactly.
it's such a stupid thing to say. I don't know. Lesean McCoy, there you go. Here you got your new headline. Trevor Lawrence is god awful.
Good.
Glad he got that out the way. All right.